All right, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. I'm not even sure what episode this is, and it doesn't matter. We fell off the wagon, Josh.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done an episode for like a month. And
Business, you got a lot going on, dude.
Dude, that's what happens, though. Life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah. Business gets in the way. Chase that money. Go get it.
That's it. Life, business, money, family, all of that gets in the way, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about right now.
So you went to Dallas.
I went to Dallas like 3 weeks ago. But the problem was I spent like 6 days in Dallas. So we had hotel living going on for 6 days. And I worked out. I actually did. Not as much as I usually do. I'm working out 6 days a week, right? So I worked out probably 3 times in 6 days, which was okay for traveling. I was like, okay, I'm in maintenance mode, just trying to survive.
Yeah.
I ate pretty good, probably underate though. I ate clean in Dallas, but underate. And then I came back.
Were you hamming tones? Were you hamming ketones?
Dude, I was drinking like 3-4 a day. Because when I'm traveling and I don't have good food, I will lean on ketones.
Yeah,
twice.
I agree. I'm the same way.
It really helps me like get through energy, everything else. And instead of eating a brownie at Starbucks, I'm good. I don't get those cravings, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So anyways, I came back from Dallas, and so I've had about a 2-3 week stay at home. It took me a while to get back in my swing, bro, because I mean, I 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day, 90% eating clean, 90% tracking, doing really well. But for me, bro, the last 2-3 weeks, I've gotten to the gym half as much, and I've eaten half as compliant, and I have fallen off tracking. Like, I'm a mess.
How much weight have you gained back?
Like between 3 and 5 pounds. Not sure exactly.
Dude, that's so nothing, right? And that just speaks to the volume you've done. And the idea for this podcast came up because you were saying it to me, and I was like, dude, like the first week of October, I took a week off. Then I've always tracked food. I think it's just part of, like, for me. Then I took a week off. It was a planned week off because I trained 12 weeks straight. Then I took a week off, and the second week was kind of like in and out of the gym, doing what I like. And there really were days, and this is what we want to be transparent about, like the fitness pro guy here has days where you're like, God, I don't want to go. Or hey, you have weeks where you're like, God, the gym feels like it's 5 hours away. Like, and
dude, I even had days where I was in there and I was like, almost feel like quitting, like halfway through my cardio. Like, I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. And then this week I picked it up. I've started doing a different style of training, some blood flow restrictions, kind of keeps it interesting for me. But it made us think we're really gaining momentum with the PhnmBrand group, the community. It's interesting. I'm getting messages from people I've never met that say, I got a message from somebody today that said, hey, I've been following your program for 11 weeks. I'm down 19 pounds. I don't even know this person. They've never commented on anything. They've never said anything. Just a random message. Hey, just thought you'd want to know I've lost 19 pounds in 11 weeks off your content.
How awesome is that, by the way, though?
It's unbelievable. It really is. It is fulfilling to know you're giving people value.
Right.
But we still have those people that say, I can't get it going. I can't move. I can't get going. And I think what we want to let people know is that's normal. That's normal. You can't live balls to the wall in anything for long term. We got to find moderation. So I guess the discussion today is, hey, I fell off the wagon a little bit, had a few bad days or weeks, not as motivated in the gym. Now what do I do?
Oh, and I ate half of a cake at my daughter's birthday. Just say it. Like that happened. Half of a cake.
You ate it.
What's that?
You feel gross after you ate it?
Dude, I felt gross even before I took the first bite. And I was like, this is nasty.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to keep doing it. I don't care.
Yeah. Or,
I knew that I was going to – I knew – in my head, I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to punish myself right now, and then I'm going to correct it. Like, I'm going hardcore again.
I put a post up where I got up late one day, and I had to get my calories in. And I ate, like, 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, a banana, like 4 Eggo waffles, like my kids' Eggo waffles. and like liquid egg whites, and it was like 1,200 calories.
Oh.
I just drank them, and I was like, and I posted to be transparent. I was like, hey, bad day, got up late. I'm hammering this because I need calories, but I'll make up for it later. And there's this lady that follows me. Her name's Allison. She's been writing programs for people online, providing content and writing for like 15 years. And she commented underneath it. She goes, great post, great transparency. The smartest thing you said was, I'll make up for it later. I'll make the changes. I'll make it later. So I thought about 3, 4, 5 things that when people fall off the wagon, because I hear it for all the time, people message me or they're like, I didn't do good yesterday, or I was on the road and I ate McDonald's, or I had an apple pie, or, I said, hey, this is a process. It's not perfection. Okay. I said, we are going to go for this knowing that we're going to run into speed bumps, but we can't make them roadblocks.
Yes.
You can go around a speed bump or go a little slower over it. A roadblock makes you go in a completely opposite direction. As long as you're not going in an opposite direction, you've identified where you've messed up. You know why it happened. Just don't turn a bad meal into a bad day, which turns into a bad weekend, which all of a sudden you're not at the gym till Thursday, and now you're demoralized.
Well, and what happens with me, I don't know if it happens with you. Like, if I go one day from like working out, I feel bad, but then it's 2, and then it's 3, and then I know in my head there's a danger coming. Like for regular people, if I let that go too many days, there's a chance that I don't go back in there for 6 months.
Because it's a routine.
Ooh, yes.
You can develop bad routines or you can develop good routines. I always stick to when we did the mastermind, and that guy goes, anytime you exchange a bad habit for a good habit, you celebrate.
Yep.
But then anytime you can have the awareness of when you're turning a good habit into a bad habit, and you can realize, hold up, that's 2 bad meals in a row, or that's 3 days in a row. I need to change, right? And get back on track. I tell people all the time, the first thing you do when you mess up on your nutrition plan is you have to forget about it. You can't beat yourself up about it. I told a buddy of mine, and I use a baseball reference because he played college baseball and I'm helping him with nutrition. I said, dude, when you gave up a home run, you can't dwell on the home run. You got the next guy in front of you.
Yeah.
Dwell on that home run, you might serve up another one, right? So I said, you got to have a short-term memory when you're in this nutrition game, this wellness game, because people who start when they're in their adulthoods, what a lot of people don't understand is they're replacing 30 years of bad shit they've done. You're not going to turn around on a Sunday, decide to go on a nutrition plan, and you're not going to hit all your macros perfect on a Monday. You're not going to hit all your workouts perfect that week. Allow yourself some failure. And I wrote a nutrition plan recently for somebody, and I said, hey, here's the MyFitnessPal. Here's your nutrition plan. Here's some tips. You're going to fail. Day 1, you're going to be like, holy cow, I'm 400 calories short, and I got half the amount of protein. You remember those days. You're like,
yeah, it was hard.
Holy hell, dude, how am I supposed to get 200 grams of protein?
Yeah. And now I kill it.
Now you're like,
on it.
Yeah. Now you're like good to go. So my tip for people who fall off the wagon, 1, you got to forget about it. Can't beat yourself up about it. 2, don't turn 1 bad day into 2 bad days. And 3, you are ultimately in control of what you do next, right? 100% in control. You could have ate bad for a whole day because it was your kid's birthday and you ate cake. Who cares, right? Just the next day, I'm going to hit my numbers and start great. And what people find out is they're like, I didn't even gain weight.
Yep.
Right? So many people are caught up on the scale. They get on the scale and they're like, oh, whatever. I tell people in that situation, you celebrate the fact that you identified a bad action or a bad habit. You knew you did it. You know how to stop it. And you continued on the right path.
Yep.
So many people will be like, screw it. I ate cake. I'm eating cake tomorrow. I'm not working out. I can't do this.
It's easier to falling off is so much easier than when you first start too. Like I know that for me personally, like I know that if I get regular, and I already started yesterday, like eating and like I'm back to clean and all that good stuff and tracking. But I know for sure that if I go back and kill it in this week and hit all of my workouts, all 6, the way I'm supposed to, by the end of the week, I'll be feeling fantastic already. And for me, like knowing that, okay, I'm starting again, I'm going after it. Like the first thing that I did was increase my water like fast, like because I was off that a little bit. Like that. Yeah. And that helped me tremendously. Like, and I'm just the regular person here talking. I don't know shit about any of this, right? Like, I know what Josh tells me and what I see on podcasts. So, I will tell you that helped tremendously. And then, even though I'm not here to talk about intermittent fasting for all the benefits that some people say there are, but for me, the first 2 days I did it just to control my eating.
Good idea, though.
Get myself back.
Great idea, right? You gave yourself parameters and say, hey, I'm going to give myself 10 to 6 or noon to 8, whatever you gave yourself parameters. I'm going to eat good within that, and then I'm done. Yep. There is nothing wrong with that. I think that's almost a benefit of the fast.
And that's what I use it for. I kicked off with, I got back to my gallon plus a day of water and then went IF for 2 days. And this is my first day, not IF. And it worked for me just for that, like to get me back in. And
I think that's the mental thing that kind of just kicks you into it.
Sure. Well, It's following a program again. I think like I just need to follow things. Like for you can like, you walk in the gym and you probably don't know exactly what you're going to do. You just go do it because like me, if it's not on the sheet of paper from Josh, then I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I know I'll go back to not doing it right. So I need to be shown what to do and I'm good. Like that's where I roll. So I went right back to hydration and just quick IF to get me back in compliance. Because I know that's the thing. That's the most important thing is being compliant with all these plants.
Yeah. And I think there's also a side to moderation. I think over time you're going to realize, hey, I remember that time I went to Dallas. I had 3 bad days, but when I came back, I was fine.
Yep.
So I think down the line, you can be like, all right, in January, I got to go to Tampa. I'm going to have a couple 3 days that might aren't that great, but I know I'll be right back on the game the next day when I get there, and I'll probably still be in better shape than I ever was. I think it's when people let that one trip turn into a month. And see, I know people that do that about the holidays.
Yep.
I know people that are like, oh, it's the holidays. I'm just going to give up. Whoa, no.
Well, they have that magical date clock in their head for, January 1st, everything's going to change. January 1st. Come on, man.
Or Christmas to Thanksgiving. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, people are like, oh, I'm just going to do whatever.
Dude, I'm going to work twice as hard because I don't want the bad results of all of the things I'm going to screw up nutritionally.
Not only that, Christmas and Thanksgiving are only 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just took 30.
But it's the holidays, bro.
Yeah, it's the holidays and friends and that. And hey, man, I know a lot of people that do nutrition good enough during the holidays to not kill their body.
Yeah.
It's possible, and you can do it in a non-psycho way so your family doesn't think you're crazy.
Well, see, and I'm the idiot who wants to go the other direction. I'm like, how can I shred the most between now and the holidays and through the holidays so I can make everyone else feel guilty and terrible about themselves while I'm hanging out? Like, I'm like, hey, how can I be the fit one?
It's funny. That's kind of how I started growing a beard. Everybody started no shave November, and I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to shave in November.
Wait a minute. So you're going to shave in November?
No, I can't do it. I don't think I'll do it. I told the football team I coach at, we do a lot of running clocks. Like we're up on people at halftime by 40. So we do a running clock. And one of the kids was like, hey, coach, if we running clock the next 2 people and the game series is over and we running clock people on the way out, will you shave your beard like to celebrate? And I'm like, nah.
Don't give it up, bro.
Don't give it up. No. But I think this is a perfect conversation to have in our group because I think we had a whole lot of people get really excited in the group. And I think a lot of the groups, how many groups we manage around fitness right now? 5 or 6?
Oh, at least. Yeah, 5, maybe 6. Yep.
We got 6 other groups in the fitness industry, which I'm going to give a shameless plug. if you're in the fitness industry and you're looking to monetize, give us a call. Like we are on fire with fitness people monetizing online their brand. It's unbelievable what we're doing. Yep. But our group is really excited, right? Now everybody's kind of like, oh, I did the 12-week plan. I did my nutrition. I did my 7-week plan. And now we're like, all right, we're going to do some challenges because we want to keep people excited. That's why I really think the fast is so important monthly, because people can work month to month. It's easy in your brain to think of, all right, 4 weeks I'm going to be doing this, and then there's a fast. Then there's 4 weeks I'm going to do this. It's kind of like reading a book a chapter at a time. You don't got to read it all at once. Right. So I like that. So if people are out there and they're listening to this and they're like, oh, I'm just not doing as good as I used to. One, you're in control of it. Change tomorrow. Two, it's okay to be in moderation. And three, you can't beat yourself up about it. That's in the past.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We have people in the group that are like, oh, the last 3 weeks I've just not done great. And I was like, you know what the beautiful thing about it is? Tomorrow, it can change.
That's it. Like, you know, and it doesn't even have to wait till tomorrow, right? Like, it's like just the next thing you eat, make it the right thing. Like
the next meal.
Go take a walk, go move, go run, go do something. Like go pick up a kettlebell and swing it around in your driveway.
And I think that's important to have that conversation with people going into the holidays.
Well, it's like you kind of nailed it. It's one of those things where everyone looks at the clock. It's like this magic calendar, and I hate that part of the holidays. It's like a pet peeve of mine that everyone, like from here on out, we're like mid-October, just to give time reference, and literally people are like, all right, January 1, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to get healthy. And they literally will start talking about that shit now, like November, December. Yeah. Like, what are you waiting for? Start tomorrow. Start right now. Like,
I'm going to eat everything at the house, and then I'll start in 2 months.
Yeah, when everybody's gone, I got to do this traveling. That's all the more reasons why you should be getting fit. Like, because you're going to eat terrible food. Sorry, you're just going to.
You know, I tell people all the time when somebody hits me up and they're like, hey, man, I really got to start getting in shape, right? Like our buddy John Tomlinson, right? Remember John? He hit me up recently. And I'm like, well, either John got divorced or he had a bad doctor appointment, right? Because there's two type of people that are super excited about working out. Either they're newly single. Like anytime these women hit me up, I'm like, so you're on the market and you need right? That's so sexist to say.
You're a bad person, Josh.
Men are the same way. Men are the same way, right? Men are like my
Joshua Ortegon, by the way.
Go follow me and heckle me. Or even men. Men will be like, my girlfriend dumped me. I need to get my abs back.
I gotta get jacked, bro.
Or they went to the doctor and the doctor's like, you're borderline diabetic.
Yep.
I got high blood pressure. We're going to put you on 15 medications. And then people go, whoa.
Yeah, maybe I should be healthy.
Maybe I should start working out, right? It's either people usually are really only motivated for health. If they haven't been in healthy their whole life, they're either motivated for narcissistic reasons, which is fine. Because I tell people all the time, I don't care if you did yoga. I don't care if you did CrossFit. I don't care if you did bodybuilding. I don't care what you did. You first were motivated to do that because you wanted to look hot.
100%.
I don't. And people are like, no, I just need to work on my mobility. Shut up. You're a liar. No, I just really want to be good at my CrossFit skills. Shut up. You're a liar.
Ego is no joke. And ego is the thing that controls people.
Yes. And I don't care who you are. You can't tell me and say, oh, I did yoga because I needed more meditation. No, you thought you'd look better. You wanted to work out and look better, right? Or the doctor is like, you're probably going to die soon, right? Those two are great motivators for people, right? The relationship is funny because the first person I ever started with was this girl, and we helped her with her nutrition. She was just in a bad point in life, lost a boatload of weight, had a boyfriend, 1.5 year long relationship. And She put on social media something about how bad it was of a breakup. 2 weeks later, inbox, hey, I need to start getting back in shape. Like, I knew it. I knew this was coming. Right? I knew this was coming. Right? I knew it. Right? Back on the market. But people do fall off sometimes out of comfort in those situations. Right?
Sure.
How many people, I mean, dude, I remember when my wife was pregnant, I got fat.
Oh, dude. I did all 3 times.
You did fat.
Like 30 pounds, bro. Like I went and ate with her every time. Like we just
my before I'll post my before and after. I got a before and after I post where I was 227 and then got down to like 197 in shape. And I was fat, heavy 227, just kind of demotivated. And people were like, when did you take that picture? I was like, I think I took that picture like 3 days after my kid was born.
right. Yeah.
That 9 months getting fat.
Oh, dude, it happens. Like things change. Like the worst thing for me, what used to be like when I was a cop, my shift would change.
Oh,
dude, working graveyards. Good luck. Good luck being healthy. Very difficult. Very, very. You have almost no sleep. The food situation. If you're not bringing it in, you're not eating it unless it's horrible, disgusting fast food. Not even good fast food. Horrible food. Like
how many times have you not been able to even finish a meal because they're like on the call and you're like, well,
there's been when I worked like South Central LA, like I would go 16 hours. When I worked South Central LA, like I would have like 16 hours where I couldn't even eat.
You work in South Central LA.
Oh, that's where I started, bro. Yeah.
How old were you when we started?
26.
I was working 26 years old doing South Central LA. So that's what, 14 years ago?
Yeah.
14, 15.
Yeah, that's when I first went to the street. South Central LA, like Compton, Watts, all that area.
26 years old, Compton, Watts, and when I think of like crazy gang violence, I think like the 90s Crips and Bloods.
Oh, bro. And early 2000s, this is all before cameras and everything else too. So like it was much more Wild West because there's not surveillance every corner. Everything isn't caught. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we used to sit in the station parking lot at the beginning of shift and hear the gunshots, like boom, 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 and try to guess if it was from LAPD's area or ours, and where we were going to go. On New Year's Eve, we'd sit under the freeway overpasses, and this was this is like 2002, 2003 when I could think of it the most. And I would hear just automatic gunfire, like from all areas. Like on New Year's Eve, everyone just shooting in the sky, and we'd have to be under these freeway overpasses because all the bullets falling. Dude, we get like 20 calls of like bullets crashing through roofs and cars, and the next day there'd be holes in cars all over the place.
Was it mostly gang violence, or was it just drug
90%, 90% gang violence or robberies. You get some robberies, carjacking, stuff like that. Yeah. Mostly gang violence, though.
Yeah. I imagine working in that environment, and I've never been overseas in a military. I've never been military. But I think of all the environments, that's probably the closest in the United States you come to like a war type environment.
Yeah, I mean, literally I'd be going down one street, just cruising in my black and white and hear gunshots on the street next to it, roll around and be bodied in the street and cars taking off. And like, that's kind of how it is there. Like it's pretty crazy, man.
God, dude. Thank the Lord for the internet.
Dude, right? I don't have to do it no more.
Jeez. Yeah, and that's another thing, dude. Like that's another thing that's a whole nother topic, right? But what we're doing with fitness people, it's not like being a cop, right? I know that. But I know a lot of fitness people who say, I don't even see my kids.
Right. Sure.
I wanted to get involved in fitness because I loved working out. Now I don't see my kids. I'm working 14-hour days. I can't take a vacation because when I take a vacation, I got to pay for Disneyland, but then I also lose 2 weeks of clients. So I take a double hit. Or holidays suck because nobody wants to work out between Christmas and Thanksgiving, so I don't get paid.
Yep.
Right? So that's just another – I know that's kind of off topic, but that's where we're headed in our business. But, I think that also leads to – how many times do you see people get momentum in business, just like they get momentum in nutrition, and then no activity for like 5-6 days?
Well, yeah, and it also is sometimes like the same old things don't work the same as they did in the beginning, like in business and fitness, whatever. Sometimes you have to shake it up a little bit, change things up. Like if you're doing in business, you got to change it up, do something different. If it's workout, like, hey, Josh, I need a new workout. I'm bored with this, right? Like that's how this goes.
Well, I think that's too. People ask me, this leads to when we talk about people falling off the wagon. People a lot of times fall off the wagon in nutrition because they get sick of eating the same foods. Now, I even post on people in the group. If you have recipes, please post.
Yep.
Because some people care about recipes. I don't care. I'll do rice. I'll do meat. I'll do salsa, and I'll
give me the steak and give me the brown rice. And I'm good. Like that's all I need. Like it's a couple things.
That's how I am. I don't care. I'll eat oatmeal plain.
Yep.
Like I don't care. I just don't care. I've been in it long enough.
Yeah. Okay.
But there are a lot of people that do care about what it tastes like. They want to have good food. They want to have recipes. And they lose a nutrition battle because they get bored.
Yep.
The same thing in fitness. Like I'm trying to react my brain for a new workout. And we have other people in groups that have done like like Lindsay's group did the 7-week booty program. And now people are trying to hit in her group. And this was something I was going to talk to you about today, about giving her the 12-week program.
Yes.
Do the 12-week program. Because they want something different, because they get bored. I think that's like us. People say, what's your number one priority when you write people a workout program? I said, I need to make it interesting enough for them to keep their attention for the long term.
100%.
It needs to be the long term. I got a buddy of mine, Nick Tuminello, who's like the number one writer for like Men's Health and T Nation. He's a big time writer. I was lucky enough to meet him early in his career. So he's friends with me. He's not too big time. But he says he'll give people workouts and he'll say, hey, here are the 4 workouts. Here are the 6 exercises you have today. Pick 4.
Smart.
It is, isn't it? Because
some
people hate doing lunges.
Yeah.
And if they hate doing lunges, then they're not going to go work out.
Correct.
If like their workout sucks.
If people know their body too, like if there's certain things on there that hurt more than others, they're going to drop those immediately. Like who knows what else that could help with injuries and everything else. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, so I started implementing that with people that I'm like, hey, you're going to do this exercise. I'm going to give you 2 options here and 2 options here. Choose what you want. Here are the sets and reps. And people like that because they enjoy going to the gym.
Yep.
Want to be there.
It's supposed to be fun.
Exactly. And
I make it a competition with myself. Like that's how I have to compete at everything I do. I'm that guy, right? Like I want to be the best at everything I do, even though I suck at it. I don't care. In fitness, I can't compete against Josh, so I'm going to compete against myself like every single day. I'm like that freak that like keeps track of like PRs and how fast I can do things.
Wrong with that. Yeah.
That's how I get through it. I know that's not right for everybody, but for me, I make it all a game and I compete about everything I do.
Yeah. And see, that's where I think, like in my industry, people will, like the elitists will hammer CrossFit. They'll kill it. CrossFit's too good. And I'm like, hey guys, here's the deal. CrossFit's done more for people wanting to get in shape and made it fun and competitive with a good culture since Muscle Beach 1972 Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right. Why would you hate on it?
What? Because people, honestly, I think it's a lot of people in the fitness world hate on it because they didn't come up with the idea.
Probably. Yeah, right? For sure. And so, dude, let's get some of it's like somewhat over the top, like some of the people, not what they do, but some of the people are a little bit crazy. But
yeah. But you know what? Me and you grew up in a subculture of jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people, CrossFit people and jiu-jitsu people are the same. This people just like ripping calluses off their hands. This group likes choking people.
They're obsessed, all of them.
Yes. And all they want to do is talk about jiu-jitsu. Like I remember there were times doing jiu-jitsu and I was in the dating world and, you know, you date a girl and they'd go to like, hey, we're going to have people over. I'd be like, is anybody there do jiu-jitsu? She's like, no. And I'm like, well, what am I going to talk to them about?
What do I do? Like, what do I talk about?
Yeah. I don't know what to do there. Right. So I tell people all the time, I can't not CrossFit because I've been so deep in the jiu-jitsu culture that I know what it's like to be that way. But let's face it, there's a lot of people that have never have worked out, like if it wasn't for CrossFit, because it's an inter-competition.
Yes.
Right.
Huge.
And that's where I think these challenges are going to be good. Like we're doing this 7-day MyFitnessPal challenge.
Yes.
It's a challenge. So people go, ooh, it's a challenge, but it's an accountability. They're going to see, I'm making it fun for them to do MyFitnessPal.
Well, and look, the two things you need to make things work for everyone is like an accountability piece somehow. It always helps. And having them part of a community or a tribe. Like mixing those together and all of us being able to go, okay, I could not track my food today or ignore MyFitnessPal, but I'm supposed to post this thing tonight into this Facebook group, so I'm just going to do it. Like it's that little thing that makes you actually comply with what you're trying to get yourself to do. I'm all for it. I think his challenges are awesome. So, I mean, this one, just to explain to everybody, all it is just a little accountability challenge. Like every day, we're just asking people who want to participate to post their end game on their MyFitnessPal. Like, show us what you ate. Like, let's see. Post it in there. And it's not for us. It's not like we're judging anybody. It's for everyone to do it themselves.
Well, it's for them to realize, okay, I maybe not have eaten great because I wrote it down today. Wow, I need to do better, right?
Well, the whole thing with MyFitnessPal for me, and I said I was on a video today talking about it. It's like it's not even about so much that exact meal for me because I'm new to this, right? For me, it has taught me so much about food. By tracking my food, like I cannot track. I still track every day, but now I know what to order at places. Like I know. Because I've entered everything and searched it and found out, I know when I go to this restaurant, I should order this. And when I go to this restaurant, I should order this. And when I eat this at home, this is what it's going to be. So I know things that I won't even reach for now and things that I will that I didn't even know before. So MyFitnessPal for me, like educated me on nutrition.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I get a lot of people who say, I eat pretty healthy. And then they write it down and they're like, oh my God.
No. I thought I ate healthy until I started tracking. And I was like, oh my God, how am I alive?
Yeah. And, I work with a lot of athletes and their parents will come to me about nutrition and they'll be like, my kid can't gain weight, but I swear to God, he's eating all day. And then I see their food log and I'm like, oh my God.
Doritos, Twizzlers.
Breakfast, lunch, and nothing until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right. So MyFitnessPal is just their own accountability. And I want us to do other challenges, right? Like we can do little cardiovascular challenges or, post a selfie at the gym challenges.
Well, I want to get the one of those heart rate monitors that share. You see what Joe Rogan and those cats are doing for Sober October? They all have the bands or whatever they're using and they track and they're on a team competing, like with how much they redline. That would be a challenge, bro.
That'd be fun. Because, he probably hangs around some dudes that are ballers. Like he probably hanging around like Tim Kennedy at On It Center. And that guy's a freakazoid. That guy's a different level human being.
Cool. Yeah. So I literally just had to pause it because my dogs are barking and I don't remember what we were talking about. So
yeah,
I think that's a good end point. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm good with that.
Okay. So that's what we'll do.
Let's recap this. Here's the deal. If you're listening to this, you've fallen off the wagon. Don't do it 2 days in a row. You're in complete control the next day. Don't beat yourself up about it. Get back on the game the next day. I think that's a great message for our community, for a lot of people, whether it's nutrition, whether it's working out. And to be transparent, I've had a tough 3 weeks. I haven't wanted to work out. I literally just haven't wanted to work out. So I found something different, which is this blood flow restriction training. I say this in the group all the time. And people all the time were like, hey, I'm following your workouts because I'll post my workouts. And I'm like, hey, that might not be a good idea because I'm a mad scientist. I'll train until I'm crippled, right? Like I would never tell somebody to do some of the things I do, right? I'm just trying them because I'm just like, I wonder what 20 reps of squats 3 days a week for 6 weeks would do. Well, I did that workout. I did one set of 23 days a week for 6 weeks. And I didn't squat for like 6 weeks after that because I was broken, right? That's why we have Mike Wines. We have Mike Wines to keep us underneath some science, to talk sense into us, to keep this scientific, right? To keep this from just going completely off the grid scientifically, because it would easily, this ship would sink if Mike Wines didn't drop some scientific knowledge. And, you know, he's the one that told me one time, he goes, behavior modification doesn't happen through education. It happens from accountability and leading by example.
Boom. There it is right there.
What's our group do?
That's exactly it.
Accountability and a bunch of people leading by example. So
that's it.
I think we're good there.
Perfect. Well, speaking of the group, if you haven't joined our group yet, what's the fancy domain that you have there, Josh, for this?
Oh, yourfitnessgroup.com.
Perfect. Yourfitnessgroup.com. You can find out everything we're doing there. That's the only place you need to go. From there, you can go in the pin post. You can check out our YouTube. You can get our free workouts. All the macro sheet, all the goods are in yourfitnessgroup.com.
I tell people all the time, that group has everything you need to start or continue a fitness journey.
There we go.
Yep.
All right.
Home run.
With that, thank you everyone for listening. Make sure you share this with at least 400 people, or if you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. Have a good day.